my review for this week's Bleach Manga chapter 536. So let's get into this. So this week's Bleach Manga chapter, it was a good chapter this week for Bleach. Welcome back, Bleach, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I needed my fix for Bleach. It's finally here, so I'm just like, yeah, I feel it. So I'm glad it's back, and I enjoy this chapter a lot, especially from that cliffhanger, you know. The cliffhanger is going to just explain how Masaki actually died. Like, we're going to figure out actually how she died. Did Grand Future actually get the job done? We don't know. We'll see in the next chapter, so I can't wait to see the next chapter for this, not to mention just some of the other stuff that was actually in this chapter. I want to discuss to you guys right now, which is the first thing I want to talk about is Katagiri and Ryukin. Well, the whole point is when we see the Katagiri seems to have a lot of emotions. Like, she really cares about Ryukin. Like, we can really see it within this chapter here. And she's like, ever since I saw you, and I always wanted to protect you, you know. And I hate to see you sad because it makes her sad. Like, she starts crying because you can just see how sad he is because Ryukin couldn't protect Masaki, of course. And so you can just see the overflowing of emotions from her, and I feel like that this is gonna grow into a bond later on, of course, where we have Ryukin's son, you know, is she Uryu? Is she Uryu? So I'm like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's why I keep thinking Katagiri is Uryu's mother. I just feel it because, like I said, she just really cares about him a lot. So it just shows in this chapter here. So I mean, I like that. You know, I like that. And so the other thing I want to talk about is when it comes to the bond with Ishin and Ichigo. Now, the thing is, people kept trying to like say that it's possible Ichigo isn't Ishin's son and stuff like that. He thinking he was something else and all that because he's mixed with everything else. But this chapter kind of confirms that yes, they are together. They, you know what I mean. That they are father and son. They are father and son. Oh, my father. No, but yeah. So it just confirms that because they had a bond similar to what Masaki and Ishin had actually, where they had like the string and stuff like that. And apparently, Ishin's power was actually locking or suppressing the hollow powers that was inside Ichigo. But when his hollow powers kind of started reacting towards the end of basically the Soul Society arc, that's when it broke. And when that broke, that's when Ishin's power actually came back, which you probably saw in their on card. He has powers back. So that actually makes a lot of sense because other people are also saying that once Masaki died, his power started slowly regaining back because of the bond. But apparently, I guess the bond switched over to Ichigo once he got born. I'm guessing that, I don't know, it's interesting, but it makes sense. It makes sense. So I like that. I like that. And so at the end, like I said, this chapter had a very good cliffhanger. We're going to know exactly how Masaki died. And the fact that they're going to have to explain this means that Grand Fisher probably didn't get the job done. Grand Fisher probably actually didn't kill her. So I'm wondering what was that actual cause that killed her then? You know, I'm very curious about that. I'm very, very curious of what exactly happened at that time. It's even possible that maybe Aizen jumped in this mix or something, did something to Masaki, you know, coming back or something. Who knows? I mean, he is watching over her and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. So I'm very curious about all this and stuff. Not to mention, like, how exactly does this Soul Society react when Sheen never came back? Because he said he got exiled, but that was a lie and stuff like that. So what happened around that time? Because I mean, he never went back. So I'm curious to what they thought exactly. You know what I mean? I'm also kind of a little curious on that as well. So, like I said, overall, like I said, this is a good chapter. There's a little bit of exposition, by the way, too, when it comes to Masaki. Like, we got a little bit more, I guess, character. I guess you can say character development for this chapter for her because you get to see a little bit how she's an outgoing, vibrant person. We knew this, but this is just kind of emphasizing on that, on her personality. So I like the fact that they kind of went and took the time to do something like that. So, I mean, that was a nice little touch to this chapter as well, which is why I liked, you know. So, overall, this was this was a good chapter, you know. I would have to say this, too. The art is splendid. Like you know, it's just Kubo, man. Kubo knows what he's doing with his art, and I'm always enjoying it. I'm always loving his art style. It's just something about it. I can't get away with it. But, I mean, especially with this chapter, you know, I didn't expect the echiness in this, man. I don't know. This is the panel, man. You kind of get to see everything, and I'm like, it's almost kind of like he was going to draw something there. You just look at it. All I can say is that boobs were in play here. You know, we're gonna have boobs. You got something to look at while you're talking to him. Yeah, you get the reference. But I'm being stupid now. Okay, I'm done with this review. So leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this week's Bleach Manga chapter. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more reviews from me. So yeah, it's been the Breakmaster. And until then, people, break out.